If you think you hated my Shedeur Sanders take a moment ago, don't get me started on Mac Jones.
You mean Browns QB1 next year? Mac Jones?
See, now, don't make me give my opinion of Mac Jones.
Reckless speculation.
All right, I'm just going to say it. If you're not excited, if the Browns actually play themselves, look at the upcoming schedule. Now, you got the Patriots coming up. That's going to be a toughie. They're good. I picked them to go to the playoffs this year, Tone.
You're 7-point dogs. That's looking really, really prescient right now.
But then all of a sudden you got 0-7, 1-5, 2-5, 6-2 49ers. By that time, Brock Purdy should be back. 1-6 coming up. Like, you might be a 6-win football team. Okay?
Yeah.
It also could be a 2-win football team by the time it's all said and done. Let's not go crazy. But if you have to get into the, if you have to get into the revitalization business, getting new guys, a fresh coat of paint, seeing whether or not he might be an option. Now, let me explain it. Now, I know you guys are going to roll your eyes and say, no, Lyman's nodding his head. The reason I say it is because you see what Shanahan's doing with him. Now, I know we probably wouldn't have a guy as good as Shanahan, whether Kevin stays or whether Kevin goes, whatever. But if you got to get into the reclamation project business, I could easily talk myself into it because, one, who took him? Who drafted him? Belichick. What did Belichick do immediately? Put defensive guys on offense and let them call the offense. I mean, you see Matt Patricia right now with Ohio State. Matt Patricia is a defensive guy. Bill Belichick I could make an argument that he should be in NFL jail just for doing that to his rookie quarterback that he took in the first round. Hey, this will fix it. Put the defensive coordinators in charge of the offense. That's why, if Belichick ever gets brought up for an NFL job, crazy. Daryl Ryder joins us right now. He's crazier than Belichick. He joins me right now. He joins us right now. Brought to you by Scheiben Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Hello, Daryl.
Hello, boys. Better mood this morning, I hope.
Hell yeah, Browns won yesterday, brother. Hell yeah. Got a fan on the CBS broadcast yelling Super Bowl, Super Browns. Of course, that's not ours. We just perpetuate it. We're glad to have that out there. Our good buddy Jason and his friends, they gave it to us. So it's only on loan. It's not ours. But it's owned by all Browns fans, if you ask me. Got that. Quinshon Judkins looked good. Defense looked good. You got all these guys in the secondary making plays. Grant Delpit, I said, boy, he brought a sledgehammer with him yesterday. He was laying people out, also making the big plays. This is a good time, Daryl. Yesterday was a damn good time for everybody.
Never been grateful to have a team from Miami visit Cleveland.
You've never been more grateful for a team from Miami to visit Cleveland, you're saying?
Absolutely.
There we go. Daryl Ryder brought to you by Scheiben Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Okay, so did this team do enough? Did that win do enough to get the locker room back on Kevin's side? Were they off Kevin's side? Did he save the locker room? What do you think?
I think so. I mean, look, I think Kevin Stefanski understood the assignment yesterday. They ran the ball, and they ran the ball some more offensively. Quinshon Judkins was fantastic with the 3 touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel was okay. Wasn't great. I mean, obviously the completion percentage was fantastic at 13 of 18, but he wasn't great, but he didn't have to be great. He didn't have to go out there and put up big numbers. So a really good job by him playing turnover-free football. The conditions, well, at least for a half, were pretty sloppy. Really like the way they closed the door on Miami. Never really gave the Dolphins a chance to get off the mat. So all in all, a solid win. Offense, defense, special teams, the most complete performance of the year. But it also helped that it was the Miami Dolphins in town because, boy, are they an awful football team.
Well, does it help, Daryl, maybe reshape where we think we are in the tiers of the NFL? Because after last week in Pittsburgh, it felt like the Browns were as bad as anybody. And then you see a dominant performance like that in which, the offense didn't even really have to do anything, and you so soundly beat them. Does it change your perception of where the team is?
I think that the Browns are one of the better teams among the league's worst, if that makes sense. I don't think that they're ready to beat the elite. I don't think that they're ready to play with the elite in the league. But I think what they showed you yesterday is if you're a really terrible team, they can curb stomp you in rather easy fashion. And you guys were talking about it The schedule's very favorable for them coming up. Yeah, once you get by New England here, the Jets don't have a win. That's a great way to come out of your bye week and feel good about yourselves. The Ravens, I think, are dead in the water, frankly, until Lamar Jackson comes back. As they're 1-5, you got 2-5 Vegas, who just got curb stomped by the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. And then, of course, Tennessee is on the schedule, too. After you play 5-2 San Francisco. So there are some winnable games on this schedule. I said at the beginning of the season, I felt this was about a 6-win football team. And looking at the schedule right now, guys, I think ultimately that's where the Browns are going to fall, finishing at 6-11 because of these winnable games. I think that they can beat all of those teams. It's just whether or not, okay, can you play with the New Englands of the world? Can you play with San Francisco? Can you play with Chicago and Buffalo and Pittsburgh? Can you do that? And then you have an opportunity maybe to make a little noise. But there's a lot of winnable football games on this schedule, and hopefully we see some repeat performances in those games like we saw yesterday.
Daryl Ryder joining us right now. So I asked Ken earlier in the show if he thought Judkins was Nick Chubb 2.0. He didn't want to go there necessarily, but a couple special runs yesterday. And I know these teams are game planning to bottle him up, and he had a lot of 1 yard, no yard, 1 yard loss. But eventually it seems like he's always going to break through.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was negative 5 yards, I think, through his first 4 or 5 carries because, as you said, the Dolphins had an idea what was coming their way. And then ultimately he became inevitable, and they couldn't stop him. And he does remind me of Nick Chubb, and I understand the hesitation because I have it myself of wanting to go there and compare him to Nick. But he's their newer version of a Nick Chubb type of player, a dominant running back that's going to, if you give him the ball 20 times in a game, he's going to approach 100 yards. And if you obviously give him the ball inside the 5-yard line, he's going to punch it in. I thought his best run was the Wildcat direct snap that, I don't know if it was a bad snap or what, but he almost fumbled it away, and he was able to compose himself and bully his way into the end zone for a 3-yard touchdown run. I just thought that was just fantastic because a lot of young players in that situation get caught up in losing the football in their hands when it doesn't get to them clean, and usually that type of a play ends up in a loss and ends up blowing up your goal-to-go offense. Not with Quinshon. He was very composed, gathered the football, and like I said, was able to bulldoze his way into the end zone. So I'm not going to say he's the next Nick Chubb or he's Nick Chubb 2.0, but boy, it's really, really getting difficult not to start to feel that way.
What did you think of Miles' performance and his comments after the game, and especially his comments on Friday all being added into it?
Well, I like the fact that he talked the talk on Friday. Nobody was spared. Everybody was catching strays, offense, defense, special teams. And he went out there. He helped back it up. I like what he said after the game, and this is my thing. I really didn't have a problem with what he said on Friday. Now, I can certainly understand the Browns organization might not have been crazy about it. Kevin Stefanski, Jim Schwartz, Tommy Rees probably didn't like a word that Myles Garrett had to say, but the truth is the truth. And look, as somebody who wants players to be honest, I certainly am not going to criticize him for being honest with us. Again, just because the organization didn't like what was said, it doesn't mean I can't appreciate it. And I appreciate Myles Garrett's candor. Really, the only thing he said this season that I disagree with is them losing the same way week in and week out. I don't know that that's necessarily accurate. They lost on field goals in week 1. Defense probably should have gotten off the field in London instead of letting Carson Wentz go 80 yards against them in the closing minute there to win that football game. But the frustration is real, and I certainly respect that. I'll just tell Myles this, though. I respect you putting yourself on the line and your body on the line, but you can't be more frustrated than the paying customers, okay? Browns fans have been through it for the last 26, 27 years. And you can't be more frustrated than those folks. And you're being paid $40 million a year to help end their frustration. So, but yeah, I'm not going to criticize a guy for being honest, and that's basically what he said.
Well, it sounds like you're being critical of him being honest.
No, I'm not. It's just I can disagree with some things that he says when it comes to him being honest, but I'm not going to rip him for speaking his mind. And as he said after the game, I'm always going to do that.
Daryl Ryder, brought to you by Schaub & Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Yes, Tone?
All right, Daryl, the rookies. It seemed, we talked about Judkins, but the rookies, nice bounce-back effort after kind of a quiet few weeks for them. What stood out to you?
Well, look, I mean, obviously, Judkins is the headliner. I thought Carson Schlesinger was phenomenal. And I think that guy has the potential to have a pretty sensational career here. And I have been arguing and pounding the table for years for them to find an impact linebacker. And boy, did he have an impact yesterday. He is a ton of fun to watch. And Harold Fannin, a very efficient 4 catches for, 35, 36 yards around there. But I think that this rookie class has the potential to be one of the best rookie classes since this franchise came back.
Daryl, you're gonna make me ask him, aren't you? Okay, fine.
I was waiting.
I'm not making anyone do anything.
How do you want me to ask it then, Tone?
I think
would you have thought there's a problem with Shedeur Sanders taking some snaps at the end of the game?
No, the game's out of hand. It's a blowout. No, I don't think that. I don't think there's an issue there. If it's the last drive and you're just running out the clock, no, I don't see. What's the issue?
Did you find a benefit to it? Do you think they should have put him in?
I'll be honest with you, Tony. I'm indifferent. I really am. But they could have put him in. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. I don't think it would have caused any type of a controversy or anything like that. And also I understand letting Dylan Gabriel finish out his first NFL victory too. So, I don't think that there's, for me, I understand maybe for you guys it might be, but for me, I don't think that there's much of a controversy or a hot button whether he, got in during garbage time or not. I mean, hey, if you can put the guy in when the game's out of hand and you're on the losing end, I don't see a problem with throwing him out there to run out the clock when you've put the game away.
Well, Daryl. Well.
Oh, is it?
Seems that you and I are on the same side.
You and I are on the same page.
But,
no, I don't think you were. No, not at all. He didn't side with either of us.
Oh,
well, he said he had no problem with him putting him out there.
He also said he had no problem with him leaving him in. So,
well, no, I told you.
He didn't side with you there.
Hold on. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
I said
Owen?
I will say we have reached a third different side.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, he didn't go with you.
It's not a triangle.
Ken demanded that he be placed in there with 5 minutes left?
This is what he does. This is what he does. He's lying to you. That's false. Anybody who's listened to the last 40 minutes knows that that's BS what he just said. I didn't demand anything.
Go back and play the tape. You could hear in the passion, the fiery...
You made me passionate. You made me fiery.
That's as loud as you've gotten all show today was about Shedeur playing. So don't act like you didn't want him in there.
You took me there.
You wanted to see him.
No, I was loudest during Super Bowl Super Browns at the beginning of the show.
You wanted to throw Shedeur's name in all the headlines today so we could get the bump.
They can see you now, so they know you're full of it. And I wasn't just trying to throw his name out there to get a bump. I know
what your games are. Look at YouTube Live. Look at the comments right now.
I'm not looking at YouTube Live.
Look at them.
I'm not looking at YouTube Live.
You told me.
You called me out yesterday on Friday. You didn't want me to do it. That's ESPN.com.
It's right there. There's another one.
That's ESPN.com. That's not YouTube Live.
Time 6969. He's right there in the comment section.
Daryl, thank you very much for the time.
Yeah, I'm just not in the mood to put you both in a corner.
Oh, you're going to put me in a corner, Daryl. Wait a minute. Come on, tough talking, Daryl. What are you going to do?
Both of you in timeout. All this yelling and bickering you're doing at each other. Come on.
It's fine.
On a Browns victory Monday of all days.
Yeah, Daryl was upset. No, I'm not upset. I'm not mad at the Browns. Ain't no one mad at the Browns. I'm happy with the Browns right now. They won. Daryl, thank you.
You bet, guys. Have a great week.
Daryl Ryder brought to you by Schaub & Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Primetime 69 is what you come up with now.
I saw him on there.
He just donated $10 to
You're
YouTube.
not on. I can see it here. You're not on YouTube. You're not on YouTube right now. I
Well,
see
that's-
your Twitter is up, and those are highlights of Mac Jones. That YouTube, so
That
that's
was
not
up
even
there.
YouTube.
And then Adam Archuleta's in-laws.
Wait a minute, you're looking at them? Not. Never mind.
In-law